Okay, so Ben Brown here with Scene Safe 911. That's my company. Provides situational awareness and self-defense training for firefighters and EMS. Also healthcare workers, educational personnel, anyone that can benefit from that. We're here at Evolution Martial Arts in Sparks, Nevada, where I'm a jiu-jitsu coach, teacher. And again, we got Brad, my friend here, who's trained with me for quite a few years. So the lesson today, we just finished class, so we're just gonna go over what the lesson was today. The overall umbrella picture, big picture of what we're training right now is takedowns and get-ups. And we're kind of at the end of that module, so we're going over wall work. What happens when you get pushed up against a wall in a self-defense type situation? That's not really gonna be applicable to just jiu-jitsu, but MMA certainly, because the cage provides that barrier. Normally we can back up, so normally, go ahead and back up for me, Don. If I am on the ground, I have all this space behind me to be able to move into to help me get up, right? That's a technical get up, which is its own video. But when you're up against a wall, obviously you can't back up. So there's a few simple techniques that can help you get up when you end up against a wall and you have to get up. The first one we're going to talk about is a wall walk. So kind of stage one, I'm against the wall. And you can do this as a solo drill first without an opponent. I want to get my heels close to my butt. I'm 49 years old, so my mobility is not what it used to be. But still close enough. I'm covering my head. I've got this structure here to protect me from strikes, also keeping the other person from connecting to me. Then I'm gonna shimmy, I'm gonna push my weight into the wall, and I'm gonna shimmy my shoulders, and I'm gonna get my hips under my shoulders. At this point, it's time to engage. I'm still protecting if strikes are involved. If it's just a grappling situation, I'm gonna be fighting for inside space. Covered all that on the hand fighting video that we did before, what you're looking for. But I need to get some kind of an advantage so that I can angle off, free my hips, and get off of that wall, all right? So we're gonna have Brad do a fall. This was one of the drills we did today. I'm just gonna give Brad light pressure, try to tap him in the head, so he feels compelled to cover up with two hands. He wall walks up the wall, and then look, he's obtained inside space here. What that allows him to do is now his hips are free to go to either side. He can pick a side, and then he's actually gonna get an even better grip here, which is an underhook. We'll call this a high underhook. See how he's pulling me in here? And then he's gonna frame my head, and he's got free hips now, and ideally he's gonna put me into the wall. So that's kind of what the drill looks like. We'll do it at a little faster speed. So this is a wall walk against an opponent. I'm just giving him light taps to simulate strikes. He's walking up the wall. Look, as I go to strike here, he's taking that inside space, and now he's really connecting. I can't hit Brad. I can't hit him with this other hand. I certainly can't hit him with this hand. Okay? Just go to the spot where you got up, Brad. So release there. Now look, if I'm trying to confine Brad to the wall. Worst case scenario, I can strike him here. He's looking for a way to connect to me using inside space. So honestly, if I'm striking him and he gets inside the range of my strikes, it's actually easier for him. It's beneficial. Now he's got, we call it a high underhook, and he's framing my head. Again, I can't hit him, and I'm locked into him. I can't get away if I wanted to. And now Brad has a choice, like he can stay engaged with me, or he could actually leave if he wanted to on his own terms. He's out of here. That's ideal, okay? So that's a very basic wall walk. Obviously, you can get into the weeds on that deeper, but that's what we were working on today. This is kind of for sort of beginner type people or self-defense for people that don't have much training. The second one we did today is called a wedge. So same thing. I'm into the wall. If I feel like I can be free with one of my hands, this is a little easier way to get up. So, and then the other thing I like about it too is I'm blading my body. So here, they have access to my core, my internal organs, my sternum, my face. This way, I'm kind of shutting that off a little bit. It's like a bladed stance when you're standing up. You know, we angle our body in a fighting stance. This is basically like a grounded fighting stance. So I want to get my hips into the wall, and then I need to get this leg on the ground up into the wall, this knee against the wall, okay? My hands down. Now I can get my hand up, you know, again, I'm pushing into the wall, and I'm getting up, and it's the same exact thing we were doing before, right? So Brad, you're going to do the wedge. Brad does a fall. He's pushing, he's finding that wall, and if you watch any MMA at all, you see this all the time. A guy gets taken down, and he's trying to get his hips to the cage, to that corner, this junction right here. He wants his hips down there, and then he's going to try to get his knee into that wall. And see, this, my forward pressure actually can help Brad get up. He's pushing himself into the wall, and now he's already in the inside space. I can't really hit him. We're in a clinch situation now. Okay? Perfect. Here's something I actually didn't mention in the class today, but I have in the past with you. If the only way I can really hold you against the wall is if I have cross body control. Meaning I've got my hips on one side and my head on the other, and I have to have inside space to keep you on this wall. So one thing you can do is, Brad's already starting to do it because you remember when we did this. He's gonna move my head to the same side as my hips. All of a sudden his hips are free and I'm in trouble, okay? That's a really good habit to get into, is you find their head and you forcibly move it over. The same thing applies on the ground if you need to get up. Someone starts, so we'll just kind of demonstrate that real quick. So Brad, you're passing my guard, say, okay? He needs his head on this side. So as he starts to go there, I'm gonna put his head on the same side of his hips and move my hips out, and I can start getting up. It's the exact same concept that we're talking about on the wall. Right. Only on the wall, it's actually easier to do. So again, you're pushing me into the wall. If you don't have some kind of, see how his hips are on this side, his head's on this side? Whatever I gotta do to put that head on the other side, I can even like take it, pull it forcefully, right? So give me 50% pressure. Okay, so he's keeping me in the wall here. I just put his head over there. My hips are free. Now, if I want to exit the situation, I just leave. But if I can't or choose to stay engaged, we're having this fight for this inside control. I love this high underhook here and a frame, or I can collar tie here. Brad can't hit me. Go ahead and hit me. He can't hit me. And then from here, I can turn this into a lot of things. I can turn this into a body lock. I can turn it into a single leg. I can turn it into a whole bunch of things. But that is just a really solid position to get into. So that was the lesson today. And then you can progress that. So we were using these kick pads. So Brad, you're gonna do your fall. I'm gonna try to tap Brad in the head with this kick pad. Go ahead. And he's gonna cover. So it's kind of realistic, like it's not dangerous, it doesn't hurt, and then he ties up with me. Look, this is ineffectual. If I had a weapon in my hand right here, I can't really use it. I can't hit him with this hand effectively because I don't have my hips. And now I'm the one in the wall. And Brad's got a superior position. So wall work, getting up off the ground when you're jammed against a wall, a car, a fence, a tree, anything that impedes your ability to move backwards is gonna be applicable to this lesson right here. That's it. Thanks, Brad.
Yeah, man.